Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. It's a wonderful Thursday, and in a few moments, I'll be sharing my thoughts and feelings on episode 3 of Hell's Kitchen Battle of the Ages. And just like with my previous reviews, for this review, I'll be offering an episode breakdown, followed by my overall rating, and I'll give my predictions for the remaining chefs. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. Episode 3 picks up where episode 2 left off. After the elimination scene, we see Billy doing his victory lap and making it known to everybody that he's got heart and passion. What he doesn't have are a unique set of cooking skills meant to get him far in the competition. Everyone is tired of Billy, and his own team wants him gone expeditiously. But the next morning, both teams meet Gordon outside, where we see Tony Hawk and Sky Brown skateboarding. Gordon then asks for 2 volunteers to try skateboarding, and he gets 2 reluctant volunteers. But before we see them skateboard, Gordon stops them, which reminds me of several seasons ago when Gordon made the chefs believe that they had to shave their heads in order to remain in the competition. But the point in the chefs watching the skateboarding was to hammer the point that Gordon wants the chefs to focus on consistency and attention to detail. And this translates to the next challenge, in which the chefs have to perfectly break down a lobster. The team with the highest number of completed lobster breakdowns wins. And of course, the red team wins the challenge with a score of 6-5. While the red team celebrates their victory, the dead weight on their team finally begin to show themselves. There is apparently drama between Summer and Ileana, to the point that Summer is seemingly sabotaging her team because she either hopes that Ileana will go home or because she's just plain stupid. But Summer's incompetence almost cost the red team the challenge. And the battle between Summer and Ileana also comes to a head during dinner service, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The red team is rewarded with luxury car racing, while the blue team has to make seafood stock and separate grains of rice as a form of punishment. But then we go on to dinner service, which was pretty bad for both teams. On the red team, Alejandro is showing some weakness in his ability to lead the team. There's still some tension between Summer and Ileana, and unfortunately, some genius decided to put these 2 together to work on the same station. And this causes a disruption in the dinner service because they serve Gordon raw food. And I think that Alejandro should have switched them off the station at the first sign of trouble. But the blue team was a mess from the very start of service. Billy was super amped up at the beginning of service, but he eventually calmed down. But the dead weight for this episode would have to go to O'Shea and Nicole. On 2 separate occasions, they served raw meats during their dinner service, and it pissed Gordon off so much that he kicked the team out of the kitchen, and he instructed them to nominate 2 people up for elimination. The team nominates O'Shea and Nicole for elimination, and O'Shea gets the boot, which was expected. But truth be told, Nicole should have went home as well. She's clearly not ready for this kind of competition. But the episode ends with Gordon calling a special meeting and letting everybody know that the teams will be changing. All of the women will be on the red team, and all of the men will be on the blue team. Now overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give this episode a 7. I was pleasantly surprised with this episode, and I completely agreed that O'Shea needed to be eliminated. He simply had no business being on the show like this. But here are my predictions going forward. I think that the show going back to being a battle of the sexes would be interesting, because in my opinion, this season has one of the strongest pool of male chefs that I've seen in quite some time. I think that once Billy gets eliminated, I don't see the group losing too many challenges because most of the chefs in the group can hold their own. However, on the newly formed red team, there are at least 4 women that could be considered dead weight, and it's only a matter of time before their team implodes. So here's my list of chefs that stand the best chance of getting a black jacket, and there are only a few changes from when I posted it at the start of the season. But here's a list of chefs that are my locks to get eliminated from the show. And I would definitely like to hear from all of you on this. Who do you feel are the strongest and the weakest chefs remaining on the show? How do you feel about my review or the episode overall? Feel free to leave your comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.